You know, one of the biggest in-debt companies in the world is actually Netflix. They are like, I believe, $15 billion in debt is Netflix. Keep that in mind as we look at this news story that just came out today. Variety is reporting that Netflix is actually increasing its spending this year for 2020 on content from around $15 billion, which is also the same amount of money that they're in debt, to $17 billion that Netflix is going to be paying in content this year alone. They just went further into debt at $15 billion, and they've increased their spending by $2 billion up to $17 billion. Rob, this is a fascinating situation. And part of the reason why I find it so fascinating is because there's two different ways you can look at it. One of the ways is this seems desperate. I mean, Netflix has all this competition now, and they're just drowning in debt and all this kind of stuff. And then they're spending more money once they're going more into debt. That doesn't seem wise and all that kind of stuff. And I think there's a point to be made there. I do. I think there's a valid point to be made there. That being said, though, Netflix seems to really understand the situation that they're in. We talked a minute ago about how HBO is finding themselves in very unfamiliar waters right now. They're used to having just them and Netflix in the sandbox. Netflix is in the same place. But they're realizing right now that they no longer have this streaming world to themselves, and the sharks are circling. The sharks of, I still get mad at myself whenever I got to say the word peacock. The sharks of Disney Plus, the sharks of Apple TV Plus, and others that are coming, by the way. And they understand that. And they understand what they cannot do is become an outfit that is playing catch up. They can't play catch up. They are in the lead. They want to stay in the lead. And they have decided to adopt a strategy of really put the pedal to the floor and get original content out there, maintain that dominance that we have in this space right now, and don't give these other places a chance to catch up and start siphoning off our viewer base, which they're going to do to some degree, but how badly it's going to happen is yet to be seen. So, Rob, on the one hand, I totally get somebody looking at a situation like this and going, this is pretty unwise of Netflix. You just went more into debt. You're increasing your spending. That doesn't seem smart. But to me, Rob, in business, you got to spend money to make money, go big or go home, no risk, no reward, whatever cliche you want to use. It seems that Netflix is realizing we need to not slow down and be conservative at this point. This is not the time to play conservative. It's time to be aggressive. And that's what they're doing, and they're going for it. And I got to say, it is a risk, and this could blow up in their faces. It could. But I think it's the right risk to take. That's how I feel about it at any rate. Rob, you're looking at this big spend by Netflix. You think this is a smart move or kind of a silly move on their part?
Well, I think if I was running Netflix, I would be terrified. $17 billion, first of all. People don't quite understand, I don't think, that like studios are not sitting on a vault full of billions of dollars that they can just draw upon whenever they want to make movies. They're borrowing money. Their operating costs are enormous. Netflix also has massive infrastructure of their own. They've got a huge overhead. They're building a new facility in Hollywood. So let's just assume you're making $1 billion from your subscriber base a month. That's only $12 million total that they're taking in before they've spent any money. Then they have the debt they already have that they have to pay back, that they are getting interest on every day. They have all of their overhead, all of their employees, then all of the programming that they still have to pay for that's already in production. And now they're promising another $17 billion. Where is all of that money coming from? Where is, aside from increasing debt, I don't get where they're drawing upon, where are they getting the resources to make all of this and keep Netflix afloat? I mean, if they're just going further and further into debt, one day those chickens are going to come home to roost, y'all, and it ain't going to be pretty. I think it's cool that they're doing it. And by the way, I'd like to get some of that fat Netflix cheddar on my own for some projects. John, why aren't we on Netflix? I mean, come on. Wouldn't you like to get even like 1/1000th of a penny of what they're spending?
Oh, it would be great. It would be great. But it's like that old South Park joke. Netflix, you're greenlit. I mean, It's we'll see. You know, it's funny because just last year they were talking about how they were going to scale back on the riskier projects, but it sounds like they're just going to dump more into what they would consider big projects. And whether that's the right move or not, we're going to have to wait and see. Question here is, guys, go ahead.
Do you think that there's one alternative I can see for them, and that is to add ads to their platform? Do you think they will?
No. I think they know unless they say drop everybody's subscription prices in half, if they suddenly introduced ads to their platform, I believe you'll see a revolt. I just don't believe that's something you can do. I think you could launch Netflix with ad supporting and then later take it away. You can't launch with a subscription base and then later introduce ads. I don't think they can do it because I think they'll lose a lot more money than they would make up. I think they'd lose more money in subscribers than the money they would gain from the ads. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's a creative way to do it. The question here is, guys, what do you think about this? Do you think this is is Netflix just a ticking time bomb at this point? Or is this the right aggressive move for them to do? I want to know what you guys think. Jump down in the comment section below and leave us your thoughts. All right.